Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. Today we're doing another swatch and watch. This is some other new stuff that showed up at Sephora. Some things may not actually be that new, but they were new to me and I've never seen them out available for swatching, so let's get going. First up from Jouer Cosmetics, we have the Rose Gold Collection set. This is one of those little teeny sets that shows up right by the checkout in Sephora. So this comes with a highlighter that looks pink, so you think it might be a blush, but it is not. It also comes with a liquid lipstick and a liquid lip topper. So these are very shimmery and pretty. I've heard a lot of things about this brand. It's not a brand I'm particularly familiar with besides seeing people talk about it on YouTube. So I was curious to see what it looked like in person. And, frankly, I think it looks pretty. It's not the most exciting highlighter, I would say. The liquid lips were certainly much more interesting otherwise, but the lip topper was kind of chunky. It was kind of difficult to film. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't think I need any of these, but if you wanted to get an idea of what the brand is like, at least it's a little cheap version of that, because it's only $25 for you to try the products, but I think for me, I'm definitely going to pass. So I'm still taking a look at some of the Fenty Beauty stuff. These are the Frosted Metal Lipstick / eye pencil crayons that are sort of a dual product. There's 3 different little sets of them. I was able to swatch 2 of them because the third set was missing, I think, 2 out of the 3. So I just swatched the ones that were available. And frankly, the one that I didn't swatch was the least interesting. As far as the texture, I found that the color was very pigmented, very saturated. I don't really like using that kind of pencil on my lips, so I knew I wouldn't really like it for that reason. I think it might be nice on my eyes. However, I will say, while I found that the colors of intensity were very similar to something like an Urban Decay 24/7 Glide-On pencil, these came off super easily when I removed them with makeup stuff in the store. I can tell that they're not going to really have very great staying power on me. This sort of thing, if I touched my eye, this would come right off. It'd be fine for a lipstick product, but I don't think I can use these for eye pencils. So for me, it's totally not worth it. Next, we have the Huda Beauty, the new nude eyeshadow palette. This is $65. It's the new palette from Huda. I love Huda Beauty. I love the eyeshadows that she puts out. This palette is not interesting to me. A lot of these colors don't show up on my skin tone. Like, they're very light, they're very pale. I don't really like the mattes so much, so I was mostly interested in seeing what those shimmers look like because they sort of have big white chunks in them, and what that actually means is they're just really shimmery on your hands. So I swatched the most interesting colors. Super glittery, super pretty. I don't need this palette. It's nothing special in terms of that, and I frankly found the mattes were pretty terrible. And next we have the Too Faced Sugar Peach Wet and Dry Face and Eye Palette. This is the Peaches and Cream collection. This is supposed to be like a blush, a bronzer, a highlighter, and the colors are really interesting for that. I guess you can also use them as eyeshadow since it's face and eye and they're supposed to be wet or not, and I was sort of bored. It's basically kind of like the shimmery shades from that Huda palette, but you only get 4 of them. They cost not that much different, to be perfectly honest, so I was not understanding what the point of this palette is, and I guess that's why they had it out, to try to entice me during the sale, and it did not. It did not entice me. You may be sensing a theme here of the stuff I was looking at. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Bar of Gold Highlighting Palette. Lots of the same sort of colors and different brands and different price points. This is a 3 highlighter palette for $58. It's not particularly large. I've heard wonderful things about the Charlotte Tilbury brand, but it's not a brand I own anything from. I sort of associate it with, like, my mom. So I was never like, ooh, I want to get all this cool Charlotte Tilbury stuff. But then I see, it's okay. You can sort of see it next to that Too Faced. It's similar metallic-y quality to it, but I don't think this is worth the price point. It just doesn't seem that nice. I don't get it. I feel like I'm not the target demographic for any of this stuff, but yet I am, because I am the person who has money spending it on highlighters, and none of these are appealing to me, and that makes me grumpy. So here I will leave you, looking at this sad highlighter collection, thinking, it's just not worth it. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all soon with some more content. Bye!